continues. The fight for equitable and equal healthcare continues. We are 2.5 years into the COVID-19 pandemic, and since 1.5 years, we have COVID-19 vaccines, of course, mRNA vaccines and adenovirus vaccines, that is. But we just got our protein-based vaccine only a month ago. The Novavax vaccine, a protein-based COVID-19 vaccine, only a month ago. As I said multiple times for 1.5 years now, as a scientist, as an actual scientist, as a PhD, as a geneticist, as a cancer immunotherapy specialist, working half of my life in the laboratory, as I kept saying that these mRNA vaccines and adenovirus vaccines will not, matter of fact, did not work for everyone. Millions of Americans with various health conditions, including rare genetic disorders, rare diseases, allergies, right? Against PEG, for example, which is in the nanoparticle of the mRNA vaccine. It's even on the CDC's website. Many people have severe PEG allergies. Or simply, people don't want to take these vaccines. Therefore, millions of Americans have been left behind throughout the entire pandemic, and they have been forced to be in a lockdown for 2.5 years now. More than 2.5 years. Everyone who follow me know that. And by the way, as you all know, I quit Twitter. Unfortunately, I quit Twitter because of the news that Elon Musk would buy it. I couldn't take it. I immediately quit Twitter, and I have a whole video for that entire reasoning why I quit Twitter. I encourage you to watch that because of all the details. Also because Twitter is a severely abusive platform. Again, watch my video for that. Everybody who follow me know that I have been fighting for the protein-based vaccines and virion-based vaccines since 1.5 years relentlessly. And I was pushing to get these vaccines approved by the FDA. If you're interested, I encourage you to watch my talk that I gave at the FDA Vaccine Advisory Committee meeting for more details. The US government has provided $1.6 billion of American taxpayers' money, my taxpayer money, to Novavax, along with Pfizer, Moderna, and J&J within the Operation Warp Speed program. Not only that, the US government gave priority to mRNA vaccines and adenovirus vaccines, particularly mRNA vaccines. They literally also allowed bed press to other vaccine manufacturers. This literally fueled the vaccine hesitancy. Please go back and follow all the news, all the media. It's still ongoing. Look at the bad press against Novavax, for example. This must stop because this actually fuels vaccine hesitancy. And the majority, what's been out there in the news, is not correct. And I have, again, so many videos about that. The US government, when they first made a contract, and I also found a now unclassified document that you can also read for yourself, I will link it down below, has made a contract with Novavax back in 2020 for 100 million doses. 100 million doses. And by the way, the US government's job was to provide and partner up Novavax with a US manufacturer. However, the United States government didn't do it. Instead, they left Novavax on their own, give all the push to Pfizer, to Moderna, and also diminished, by the way, J&J, and then Novavax had to go around the world to find a manufacturer. Watch all my videos. I explain all about that, so I don't want to go into details about this. Now, the US government has changed its contract for Novavax to provide only 3.2 million doses for the entire United States. Because it's a 2-shot series, this means only 1.6 million Americans can get Novavax vaccine as a primary vaccine, not even as a booster, because the FDA did not approve Novavax as a booster. And I know for a fact that many are waiting for this to be approved as a booster too, or want to get boosted with Novavax. No more with mRNA vaccines or adenovirus vaccines. I want you to keep in mind that 10% of adult Americans are still unvaccinated. What is this 1.6 million? Where does it even coming from? What is the number? What type of calculation is that? And I mentioned in one of my videos that the HHS were hoping to target at least 10% of those 10%. And so you might think, okay, fine. Now it's been approved, correct? Now everything is milk and honey. I am making this video to explain what is currently happening so that everyone is aware what a disaster is going on in the distribution of the Novavax vaccine. And I can give you a crystal clear example because I will be sharing my experience. Again, I'm fighting for these vaccines to be approved since 1.5 years, correct? Yes. It's approved. We all celebrated, all my followers, subscribers, we all celebrated the day it was approved. It was a sense of achievement, right? Although it should never be like that. We should never celebrate the achievement of a fight because it's our healthcare. We are equal. We're supposed to be equal with everybody. Once it's approved, only 1 month ago, right? In July. I did not even know that Novavax was already being distributed. I had no idea. I only learned it from my beautiful subscriber on YouTube who sent me a message saying that she coincidentally found out that Novavax is now closed in her area and she will get her Novavax vaccine. And she actually recently got her first shot. Then I Googled it. I was like, wait a minute, this cannot be right because we never heard anything from the CDC or from any other governmental officials that Novavax is now distributed. Go ahead and get vaccinated. Was this the same with the mRNA vaccines? With the J&J vaccine, with the adenovirus vaccines? Especially with the mRNA vaccines? No. It was like all over the news, correct? All over social media and all these governmental institutions. All over the hospitals. All over their social media. There was no announcement at all. I had to Google it to find, and I run into this vaccines.gov, where you type in your zip code and find the location near you. First, after my subscriber told me about that, I put in my zip code. There was none in Massachusetts. 0. I called and made hours of phone calls to the FDA, to the CDC, and also the National COVID-19 Vaccine Hotline. I spent hours. People have 0 clue what they're talking about. Going through circles and circles and circles, unable to answer any questions regarding any of the vaccines. That was unacceptable. The next day, I type in again my zip code. I find multiple locations in Massachusetts. However, because I'm in the greater Boston area and Boston, Cambridge area, if you know Massachusetts, if you know the greater Boston area, the closest to me is somewhere in Dorchester. In a Stop and Shop pharmacy, not even in a hospital. Imagine that. What if, so there's multiple what ifs, but One of them is, what if I will get sick or have adverse reactions or something will happen? I don't know. If I will get the vaccine, who will treat me there? 2, how am I supposed to get there? How am I supposed to get there? I don't have a car. I have a bike. I bike everywhere. I don't use public transportation for 2.5 years now. I don't take cabs. I don't take Ubers. So, how am I supposed to get there? Biking? I told the pharmacist, like, biking? Like, do you want me to, in this heat, bike there? Like, and then after I get the shot, am I supposed to bike back miles and miles and miles in this heat? Okay, you might say, okay, why don't you ask somebody to drive you there? Okay. Imagine that I did that. The point is, I still cannot get the shot. Why? Because this pharmacy needs 10 people to sign up for it. 10 people. How many people are on the list, you might ask? I am the second in the line. And for weeks, we are at 5 people. I call them every single day. Every single day. For weeks. And this is the only location that is closest in the Cambridge-Boston area. So they expect everybody from the Boston-Cambridge area to go to that location. I had no idea, as I said. I Googled it, I found vaccines.gov, I searched it, and I found out this location. After first there was nothing in Massachusetts, then I found this location. I sent out e-newsletters. I made videos, spread the information. Number 1, there's a website called vaccines.gov, and number 2, if you live in the Cambridge-Boston area, go to this location and sign up for it. I just cannot believe it. There's no news, no encouragement, no information, no nothing. I kept saying to the pharmacist in a location, are you sending e-newsletters and inform your customers about it? No. Then who else will it do? How am I supposed to encourage the entire greater Boston area that there's a location that you can get the Novavax vaccine? That's not my job. I kept telling them, it's not my job. Why do I do the marketing? Excuse me? I just want the goddamn shot. And I will get the shot. And the government must do everything in their power to give me that shot because it's spent with my taxpayers' dollars. And I also have words for Novavax. Novavax should invest in the marketing and the PR and should not let the bad press smash this good quality vaccine, and should never go with the flow of whatever the media says and try to change their talking points or their effectiveness of the vaccine or all what happened and all that. They should stand strong and say, this is our data, our vaccine will be distributed. We only got this many doses ordered. It is now distributed. We will or we will not provide any more. Whatever it is, just stand by, and our vaccine is strong against Delta and Omicron, and we may not even need to update our current vaccine in the fall, because we cannot be compared with mRNA and adenovirus vaccines because it equals to compare apples to oranges. That's it. Why can Novavax not do that? I should not standing here wasting my time doing all these videos to inform the public since 1.5 years, and if we think about the entire COVID-19, since March 1st, 2020. I am not supposed to inform the public, but I did, and I still do. It's not my job, but I still do. Therefore, I ask all of you, including the media, government officials, the White House, COVID-19 response team, MDs, hospitals, Congress members, everyone, the public, everyone to be on the same boat with us, with all of us, and to be together for equality and equity in healthcare. Because the disaster what's going on right now is inexcusable and must stop immediately. As I said in the beginning of my video and throughout the entire video, I kept talking about fight, 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 fight. It should never be a fight. It should never be a fight. We should never fight for our health, for our own health. Never. Period. And if the government officials, the CDC, the FDA, the White House COVID response team, and the MDs, and the hospitals don't get that, I most certainly will continue to make it clear to everyone. Please share this video. Again, go to vaccines.gov, find the location near you, go ahead and get your name on the list to get your Novavax vaccine as a primary vaccine. And let's push the FDA to approve Novavax as a booster as well for millions of Americans who cannot get another mRNA or adenovirus vaccine and want to have a protein-based vaccine. Everyone has the right for it. Everyone has the right to do whatever their own health tells them to do. No one can beat that. It is everyone's right. And on top of that, it is our taxpayers' money. And we, as I keep saying, we should be able to determine where this money will go. It should benefit everyone, not a part of the people, but everyone. That's the whole point.